If your back screams at you by 2 p.m. every single day, stay here. Because you've been sitting wrong and it's not your fault. All right, let me paint a picture. Tell me if this sounds like your life. You wake up, you grab your coffee, you sit down at your desk around 8 or 9 a.m., and you feel fine. You feel great, actually. You're productive. You're answering emails. You're crushing tasks. Then noon hits, and you start to shift. You lean left, you lean right. You put a pillow behind your back. Maybe you fold up a towel and sit on it. By 2 p.m., your lower back is aching. Your tailbone feels like someone took a hammer to it. Your shoulders are creeping up toward your ears, and you're not even thinking about work anymore. You're thinking about the pain. By 5 p.m., you stand up and you move like you're 80 years old. You do that thing where you put your hands on your hips and lean back just to feel human again. And here's the worst part. You do it again tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. Sound familiar? Yeah, I lived that life for almost 2 years. So here's what most people try. And I tried all of this, by the way. First, you buy a cheap cushion. You throw it on your existing chair. It helps for about 3 days. Then it flattens out and you're right back where you started. Then maybe you try a standing desk. And look, standing desks are great, but nobody actually stands for 8 hours. You stand for 45 minutes, your feet hurt, and you sit back down on the same terrible chair. Then you think, okay, I just need to stretch more. So you do some YouTube yoga. You stretch in the morning, but stretching doesn't fix the thing that's causing the damage in the first place. That's like putting a Band-Aid on a wound while someone keeps cutting you. And then there's the big one. The mistake I see the most. You go on Amazon and you buy a $150 to $200 ergonomic chair. It shows up. It looks fancy. It has all these knobs and levers. But within a month, same pain. Because the word ergonomic on a listing doesn't actually mean the chair fits your body. The common mistake is treating the symptoms instead of fixing the setup. Let me explain what's actually happening. And this is the part most people never hear. I spent weeks researching this. I talked to a physical therapist friend of mine. I read studies from the Journal of Ergonomics and the National Institute of Health. And what I learned kind of blew my mind. When you sit for more than 4 hours a day, which, let's be honest, most remote workers sit for 7, 8, sometimes 10 hours, your hip flexors shorten, your lumbar spine loses its natural curve, and the pressure on your tailbone and sitting bones increases by up to 40 to 50% compared to standing. That's not a comfort problem. That's a structural problem. And here's why I think so many of us ignore it. We tell ourselves, I'm young enough. I can handle it. It's just a little stiffness. We normalize the pain. We think being uncomfortable at work is just part of working. Like it's supposed to feel that way. Moral alignment trigger. But it's not. You deserve to sit comfortably in your own home. You shouldn't have to choose between making a living and taking care of your body. That's not a luxury. That's a basic need. I'll be honest with you. The reason I got serious about this is because one morning I woke up and I couldn't bend over to tie my shoes. I was 32 years old, 32. And my back was so locked up from sitting in a garbage chair all week that I literally could not put on my shoes without sitting on the bed and pulling my foot up to my hands. That was my wake-up call. And if you're watching this video right now, maybe this is yours. So after that shoe-tying moment of shame, I went deep. I spent about 3 weeks testing and comparing chairs, and I didn't want the most expensive one. I didn't want the most hyped one. I wanted the one that actually solved the problem, and the one I kept coming back to, the one that genuinely changed my workday, is this. The QLT Plus Ergonomic Office Chair. Now I know, you've heard a million chair recommendations, but just give me 2 more minutes, because this one is different in ways that actually matter for people like us. People who sit for 6, 8, 10 hours a day working from home. Let me walk you through why this chair works. And I'm not going to read you a spec sheet. I'm going to tell you what each feature actually does for your body. The built-in seat cushion. Most office chairs have a flat, hard seat pan. You feel it after an hour. This one has an integrated cushion that's actually thick enough to matter. It distributes your weight evenly. Your tailbone doesn't take all the pressure, and it doesn't flatten out after a week like those standalone cushions you've tried before. The lumbar support. This isn't just a curved backrest that claims to be lumbar support. This chair has real adjustable support that follows the curve of your lower spine. So your back actually maintains its natural shape instead of rounding forward into that C shape that destroys you over time. The adjustable armrests. This is one people overlook constantly. If your armrests are too high, your shoulders hunch up. too low, and your arms pull your shoulders down and forward. This chair lets you set them where your arms naturally fall. Your shoulders relax, your neck tension drops. It's a game changer you didn't know you needed. Breathable mesh material. If you work from home, you know the struggle, especially in summer. You sit on a leather or padded chair and your back is a swamp by lunchtime. This mesh back lets air flow through, you stay cool, you stay dry. Sounds small, feels massive over an 8-hour day. The overall ergonomic frame, the seat height adjusts, the recline adjusts. The headrest is there when you need to lean back for a Zoom call or just take a mental break. Everything works together so the chair adapts to you, not the other way around. Let me show you what a real day looks like with this chair. I sit down at 8:30 a.m. I adjust the seat height so my feet are flat on the floor. My knees are at about 90 degrees. I bring the armrests up so my elbows rest naturally. My arms aren't reaching. They're not floating. They're just there. The lumbar support presses gently into my lower back. Not aggressively, just enough to remind my spine where it's supposed to be. By noon, I haven't shifted once. I haven't stacked pillows behind me. I haven't done that restless leg thing where you keep crossing and uncrossing. By 3 p.m., this is the test, right? This is the hour where I used to fall apart. I feel fine. Like genuinely fine. Not, I'm tolerating this fine. Actually comfortable. And by 5 or 6 p.m. when I stand up normally. No groaning, no old man back crack. I just stand up. And that sounds like nothing. But if you've been living with the pain, you know that's everything. Okay, let me be real with you because I don't do fake reviews. What I love, the cushion holds up. I've been using it for weeks and it hasn't gone flat. The lumbar support actually works. My lower back pain went from a daily thing to basically gone. The armrests are adjustable and sturdy. They don't wobble. The mesh keeps me cool. Working from home in the summer? This matters more than you think. The price. For what you get, this is significantly cheaper than the big-name ergonomic chairs that cost $500 to $1,000. What's not perfect? Assembly takes a bit of time. It's not hard, but plan for 20 to 30 minutes. Have a screwdriver ready. If you're really tall, like 6'4" and above, you might want to double-check the dimensions. It fits most people great, but it's worth confirming for bigger frames. It's not a Herman Miller. I'm not going to sit here and tell you a chair at this price point competes with a $2,200 chair. But does it solve the same core problems for a fraction of the price? Honestly? Yes. For most people it does. I'd rather be honest with you and have you trust me than hype this up and have you disappointed. That's not how I do things. So who is this chair for? This is for you if you work from home and you sit for 5 or more hours a day. If your back hurts by the afternoon. If you've tried cushions, standing desks, stretching, cheap chairs, and nothing has worked. If you want something that's actually ergonomic, not just marketing speak ergonomic, but you don't want to spend $800 on a chair, this is the best chair for long sitting that I've found at this price range. Period. Who should skip it? If you only sit for an hour or two a day, you probably don't need this. If you have a very specific medical condition, talk to your doctor first and get their recommendation. And if you want the absolute top-tier luxury brand name, this isn't that. But for real-world, everyday work-from-home comfort, this delivers. This chair didn't just fix my back, it fixed my workday. I'm more focused, I'm more productive, and I don't dread sitting down at my desk anymore. That's worth more than I can put into words. If you want to check this chair out for yourself, I put the link right down in the description below. It'll take you straight to the product page on Amazon. You can read the other reviews, see the full specs, and decide if it's right for you. And honestly, if your back has been hurting and you've been putting off doing something about it, just go look at it. You don't have to buy it today, but at least stop pretending the pain is normal. It's not. If this video helped you, hit that like button. It takes 1 second, and it helps this video reach other people who are sitting in pain right now and don't know why. Subscribe if you want more honest recommendations like this. No hype, no fluff, just stuff that actually works. I'll see you in the next one. And do me a favor, go stretch real quick. Right now, you've been sitting this whole video.